Now, you know, in 2020, we've done a lot here on the channel. We've done stuff with telescopes, no prep RC, of course, quads, X-Max, more no prep RC. We've got cats, all the drones, all the indoor racing stuff I wanted to get to. Hopefully that'll be happening soon, since I will be receiving my vaccination next week. So that makes me very happy. More no prep stuff, models, all that kind of stuff, 3D printing. We've done about everything here in 2020. So sit back, relax. Let's talk about the great stuff in FPV and modeling here in 2020 and what is to come in 2021. Right now on the channel. Welcome back for the last video of 2020, guys. I am Chad. This is the Dorky and 40 channel. 2020 is gone. I hope everybody's doing well out there and that you enjoy your holiday. Now, I made some pretty decent FPV purchases in 2020 that really just changed flying at all. And now with remote ID and all that stuff coming out, it looks like 2021 might shape a little bit different. I think the hobby was already kind of going in this direction, smaller, lighter, all that kind of stuff. But I think we're going to see a lot more of that in 2021. I know myself has really jumped into that micro stuff. I started flying with the baby tooth and all that stuff at the end of 2019 and early on this year. And I've seen a lot more people jumping onto that trend lately. There's been hundreds of whoops and any kind of Cinewhoop or anything like that out. I started out with this GTB 339 really last year and the baby tooth here and just had a blast with them. But with the conversion to DJI FPV, I had to make some changes to what I flew. And of course, that brings me to my number one product of 2020. Even though it came out in 2019, and that is the DJI FPV System. Flying DJI, as most of you know, is a game changer. I put it on my RC car, which is just freaking fantastic. The video quality, the range, everything is good enough for a pilot like myself who just wants to enjoy flying and everything. Product availability this year hasn't been too bad. I've been able to get what I wanted to get when I wanted it, but during the year of this out of stock and pre-order, this seems to be kind of the only product that I really noticed that was affected by all this. You see a lot of this pre-order type of stuff right now, and just electronics and everything is just generally sold out. In fact, a lot of the stuff that I'm into, models, paints, all this stuff is sold out, and they just keep blaming it on, well, everybody's at home, stuck at home. And I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see how this all shapes up. A very close second when it comes to FPV products this year has been the Tbs Tango 2. Now, we were teased for a very long time, almost years, about the evolution of a new Tango radio by TBS. And honestly, they did not fail us. They delivered strong, and this product has developed throughout the year. So far now that it has an upgraded CROSSFIRE module built into it for even greater range and sensitivity, 1 watt of power, a module bay where we can do multi-protocol models to bind to anything that we want, and of course the TBS tracer, 250 Hz near real-time latency, 2.4 gigahertz transmission. Before we move on to the next items, I just wanted to say thank you for the growth and the viewership that we had here in 2020. It's very great, very flattering. I do what I can to give you guys honest information, feedback, all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to try to keep it going here in 2021. We don't know where the world's going to go or how things are going to evolve with our hobby and all that kind of stuff. But I can guarantee you that I will still be making content that should be applicable to a lot of you out there from all the wide range of things that we cover here on the Dorky and 40 channel. Now, one of the worst things that happened in 2020 was the evolution or de-evolution of these all-in-one whoop style boards. Now, I really thought that these things were going to get better and take off and get to a point that they were going to be, you know, pretty comparable to what we have now, but we just haven't seen that happen. I've got like a bag of failures inside here. A lot of the JEMC boards and everything like that. I seem to have like one good one that works super good. That is in my Fly 533 Tiny Trainer, which I modified with a DK Scatic Vista. One of my favorite ships to fly. I definitely am excited about that one and being able to make that all work together with that package, with the CROSSFIRE and everything else. It's a very, very, very fun item to fly. Another great item has just been this Kebab FPV Cycle 4 ride. I love this thing. Flies on cheap 3S batteries. I can cruise around with this thing long range for 7 to 8 minutes. I've dug up an old 3-cell lithium ion pack that I'm going to try on there and see how long I can fly on that. It's just great. I've got the DJI FPV system on there. I actually went with a regular small T-motor stack inside of it to just beef it up a little bit and not have to worry about these stupid all-in-one boards that I just talked about. And this thing has given me just great flying experiences. I've just actually loved it. It's been fantastic. The Flyblue Explorer to me was just a big disappointment. I don't know why I jumped onto it. I thought that I would maybe get something out of it that I wasn't getting out of my full ride. Turns out I wasn't. I got a link to this video up here. You can check it out and see for yourself what my thoughts are on it. Now, a lot of manufacturers have followed through and made different variants of pretty much the same quad with different size motors and things like that. And I think we're going to see a lot more of this stuff with the whole remote ID thing, trying to get down below that 251 grams, I think is what they set it at. Not 100% sure about that, but anyway, it is what it is. The FPV truck has been a pretty big hit. I was doing this last year analog, but now we're with DJI on this thing. Mocked everything up, got some fans inside there to keep stuff cool. Just absolutely loving it. Great investment for FPV if you want to play in the dark or at night, whatever. Now, you would think with staying at home a lot this year, I would have built a lot more models than I did, but I actually only completed one, even though I'm having a final fury here at the end with this 3D printer printing out some stuff and doing some painting. So this is the Bandai X-Wing that I completed this year. I've got like a little video on that I'll put up right now. You guys can take a look at that. When it comes to modeling, I've completely redone this area down here, so there's room for myself and for the girl to paint and everything as well. Some of her items right here that she has painted. I mean, she's just done a great, phenomenal job and really taken on to it. And her being a respiratory therapist and taking care of COVID patients, really is nice to just see her be able to sit down and unwind and kind of enjoy something like I do. So I'm really happy that she's taken on to it as well as she has. Oh, the telescopes. How I love the telescopes. What I don't like about them is the fact that I haven't been able to use them in about 3.5 weeks because it's been nothing but clouds and rain. So if you ever want to spend money on something that you just cannot ever use when you want to, get into astronomy and astrophotography. You will not thank me later. I built a new computer this year. It all started with a new case and ended up pretty much just dropping the whole thing in there. I love this thing. 10850 Intel. It was the best and fastest at the time because you couldn't get the 10900s. And I still got the RTX 2070 Super inside there. I'd love to upgrade that video card one of these days, but haven't been playing games as much as I thought I would. Just don't like sitting down here and playing games. I don't mind doing other stuff, but playing games, I just kind of, I don't know, I have a hard time sitting here. But it's been great for editing. I love the whole RGB thing. It's completely RGB blinged out. I love it. And you know, it's been a great asset here to help edit and render these videos just super fast with the M.2 drive and that Intel processor just humming along inside there. So with 2021 coming up, there's going to be a lot of stuff starting off here on the channel. Obviously, we'll probably be starting a little slower on the FPV side because of all the stuff that's going on with COVID and all that stuff. But I would definitely look out for some more RC content. I'm going to be working on the no prep drag cars. I've got parts showing up for those. And once I receive my second dose of vaccination, should be sometime around the beginning of February, then I'll be hitting the RC track and getting indoors and playing with those Tamiya TT02s that I got at the end of last year before COVID hit and shut everything down. So I'm super excited about that. And of course, we're going to keep on building models and all that stuff like that. We've got Betaflight 4.3 coming out. We'll see what changes come along with that. And you know, there's just all kinds of stuff. Oh yeah, I got the Prusa Mini Plus on the way for 3D printing. Gonna replace the old monoprice over here, or like I like to call it, the old fire danger enhancement tool. Since the fans buzz in it and everything else, it's printing along pretty good over there right now though, on a 12-hour print for some of these model, these, you know, bench things to clear up with your screwdrivers and all that kind of stuff like that. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming, guys. Thanks a lot for all the support and everything in 2020. And here's to a better 2021. Stay safe, everyone. And we'll see you on the next video. Peace.